what would be kind of a similar thing that you could share for teams to be thinking about when they're trying to pick which quarterback's our guy?
Well, I can share what I tried to do in terms of evaluating the quarterback.
Okay.
I wanted him to be a 3-year starter. I wanted him to start 30 games, win 23 of those. I'd like for him to have a 2-to-1 TD to interception ratio on the positive side, 60% pass completion. I'd like for him to be a senior, and I'd like for him to graduate.
The guys who meet your criteria, Andy Dalton from TCU, Ricky Stanzi
It's
from
not
Iowa.
prototype size, however.
Okay, so there's more than just this list.
Yeah, there's
it's not
more
live
than
off this list.
No, I can't live off this list, and some of the guys don't meet this percentage of completion, and that is a very key factor, accuracy on the part of a quarterback. If they don't hit what they're throwing at, it's a little more difficult to draft them.
How do you scan the list and get the list down to the board? It's that there are some guys at the familiar places that you better know darn well what's going on at the best schools in the country in terms of players.
Well, 27% of those, 27 schools have produced in the last 10 years, 52% of the draft choices.
Half the draft from 27 schools.
More than half the draft. And you'd be surprised. It's always the powerhouse schools now, the Southern Cal, Ohio State. You know they're in there, but
right.
Iowa's in there, Virginia's in there, NC State's in there. There's some schools that you might not think, hey, gee whiz, these guys are top producers. You know, if you start looking in the last 10 years, Iowa's produced more players in the draft than Alabama.
Wow. So if you're laying out your scouting for 2012, it's a pretty simple model to follow, I guess, for some teams.
Got to go where they make them. If they're not making them, there's no use going there. Well, you got to go where they make them. That's in the book right there, Axiom.